Our bodies are made out of energy, and we are constantly manipulating this energy, so our body, whether we are aware of it or not. This is a concept that I learned. I mean, I was already aware. I had already learned in the past that we are made out of energy. But today, while reading this book, this is the Italian version of the book by Deepak Chopra, which English version is entitled Reinventing the Body, Resurrecting the Soul. I had the chance to get deeper into it. And it's funny that our society that's much more focused on the materialism of things tends not to pay attention to this. For example, we pay attention to emotions. We see, how do you transfer energy to somebody else? Well, when somebody gets into a room, he brings his energy with him. And he affects the people that he interacts with his attitude, with his energy, with his vibrations. And he can transfer emotions through the way he talks, through the way he does anything, even if he's silent. And we do perceive the transfer of emotions. If somebody makes you laugh, if somebody makes you sad, but we don't understand that what they're really transferring is energy. Because in fact, emotion, the word itself, could be considered as energy in motion. This transfer of energy, of which Deepak Chopra talks about in the book, happens all the time. It can happen between husband and wife with a dirty look or with some comforting words. It happens any time that we interact with one another. And as the author explains, it can physically change the chemical reactions that take place within us. And of course, they reflect our health. There is a reason why we call diseases dis-ease. The dis-ease, the missing of the easiness. We get all clogged up, we get tension, and that's the opposite of an healthy state. An healthy state is a serene state, an harmonious state, something that flows, something that that has fluidity. And so it really changes. He explains through many studies in the book how chemically we also impact our own cells. So I found that very interesting. I used the example of husband and wife because it's the one that Deepak Chopra uses in the book as well, but also because I think that the members of our families are the people that we enjoy the time with the most. I don't like to say we spend the most time with. I like to say we enjoy the most time with, because spending is just something that you're throwing it away. You're just spending the money, you're spending the time. No, we are valuing the time together. And I think that it's crucial to do this in the awareness of how each and every interaction of ours with one another are actually affecting our relationships and our health. I didn't know that, but it makes total sense. So, and also because the members of our families are the people that I assume we enjoy the most time with, as I was saying earlier, although that's not the case for Eva and I, my wife and I. Eva's parents are in Hungary, my parents are in Italy. They are visiting now for about 2 months, but they're about to go back for 2 weeks. And tonight, while they were having dinner, because I do some sort of, at times, especially now that my mom is here, she cooks all the time, I do some, it's especially challenging to do it now, so I do it more frequently when she's not here, but I do some sort of alternate fasting, I don't know how you call it, like in the evening I don't eat. So I was at the table with them to be with them and enjoy the present with them, but as I was there, I kept on reading the book that I was reading, which is the one that I showed you earlier, and I was reading it out loud while they were having dinner because they asked me to. So it was nice to have this valuable interaction. And at the end of each chapter of this book, there are also quiz, is that you call them, like a list of questions. You add up the points and you get the results. So we did that together, and it was interesting to get the result that we got. Anyhow, I want to keep today's vlog very short, as short as possible, to go back and enjoy time with them. Also because tomorrow we'll go back on the field to continue with the rehab of the property of ours that we showed in the previous vlogs. So let's continue on with reading today's Abraham Hicks card, and we'll do that in a second. Honestly, I want to keep this vlog brief also because there are days when I am more inspired than others, and today is one of those that I'm not particularly inspired. I already dedicated a lot of time to my YouTube channel today. I started the day 7:45 a.m. the first live, and right after there was the second live. It wasn't about personal development, it was about soccer. And so I've already spent a lot of time today here in front of the screen. So let's keep going to keep these as brief as possible. Take a look at the other content if you want to. It's in Italian and we're having a lot of fun. So I don't know how much you can enjoy it if you enjoy this kind of content. But, hey, he's there. I can choose in every moment a better feeling story. All right? It's all up to us. It's fun because I tend to over-explain this because in the Italian vlog, I translate this. So in English, I don't need to translate it. Actually, I should improve my English, but, I do what I can. Under all conditions, you have the power to find thoughts that feel slightly better or slightly worse. And when you constantly choose slightly better, the law of attraction will bring steady improvement to your experience. So it's all up to us. It's all a matter of focus. The more we focus on better, the better we feel, and the better we feel, the better results we attract into our experience. As Abraham Hicks says, the universe is responding to you. What are you responding to? The key to achieving and maintaining a physical state of well-being is to notice the indicators of discord, I hope you pronounce it that way, but you get it, in the early stages. So we should realize early that we're going out of alignment, that we're thinking about something or we're paying attention to something that is throwing us off, that is putting us off, that is throwing us, that is pushing us out of alignment. So we should say, why am I focusing on this? I had an interesting conversation about this years ago with Jack, one of our mentors, but my Italian father, basically. I remember I was talking to him about my family visiting, and I'm having trouble getting along with my dad. We're really improving lately, but at times I still have some challenges. And I was telling him, yeah, but when he does this, when he does that, it annoys me this, it annoys me that. And it's not about my dad. My dad is my dad. He's the person that he is. He's awesome the way he is. It's up to me to pay attention to the things that I like about him the most and try to disregard those that I don't like. And Jack, to make me understand this, told me, when you go to the supermarket, are you looking for things that you like or for things that you do not like? Makes total sense. He made to me the example of cheese. I don't like any kind of cheese. He said, I don't like cheese at all. He says, you don't like cheese. When you go to the supermarket, are you looking to cheese? Are you looking for cheese? Are you paying attention to how many selections of cheese they have? No, you only pay attention to the things you like. So the same you should do with any person you interact with. Because it's not only about enjoying your present, your reality, but it's also about the relationship with that person. And in light of what we were talking about earlier, through the knowledge we acquired by reading this book, we are also having an effect on our own health and in the health of the people that are around us. So if we love each other, especially family members, then we should be aware, conscious of the way we interact with one another. I think, my modest opinion. It is much easier to refocus your thoughts in the early subtle stages than after the law of attraction has responded to chronic negative thoughts, bringing bigger negative results. So it's much easier to catch ourselves while we're getting out of alignment than try to recover once they were already out of alignment. Like if I've already lost it, if I'm already pissed off, then it's more difficult to calm me down and get me to the state of awareness, of consciousness that allows me to realize that I made a mistake. Also because the egotic mind kicks in, and then it becomes more difficult to realize, to take responsibility, to realize where we made the mistake. That's something that's very well explained also in the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and also in the book by Joe Dispenza, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, it's exactly about that. Not mainly, it's much more than that. We'll talk about it in the future. But it also explains that, breaking the habit of being yourself. 90% of our behavior is out of habits or something like that. Don't quote me on the numbers. But if we catch ourselves while we are reproducing an habitual condition, an habitual attitude, an habitual way of thinking, because we gain awareness of it, and then we can consciously change it. And by changing that, we can change ourselves and our reality. There is a good quote, maybe I mentioned it already in previous vlogs, and then we'll stop today's vlog, that says, you sow a thought, you reap an action. You sow an action, you reap a habit. You sow a habit, you reap a character. You sow a character, you reap a destiny. Thus, you can create your destiny by choosing your thoughts. That's awesome. The first time I heard it, I said, wow. And I heard it by listening to Shiv Kira. Shiv Kira is a motivational speaker, is a politician, is a writer, of course, and so forth and so on. Anyhow, guys, thank you very much for dedicating your most valuable, precious time to this content of ours, and be better with books. Improve your thinking by reading to improve.
This video has been brought to you
by us at
Real Estate Helpful Solutions.
We buy houses, helping people.
To find out more about how we can be of help, text or call us at 727-366-6916 or send us an email at the email address you see in the photo.